Welcome to the Greene Beene podcast, where we talk about whatever we want to talk about because we feel like it.
I bet you didn't think we'd ever put out a second episode. Now, did you, Ari King?
Hey, I didn't.
I mean, I kind of pushed this because I really wanted to make another episode because it was really funny.
Yeah, Gavin's really pushing this. Oh yeah, welcome back everybody to the Greene Beene podcast, episode 2.
Hey, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yes,
It's been really long. When was the last one?
Today, we're going to talk about the console wars, but also, we have a guest here today with us.
So we'll get there in a second. Austin, to get back to you, it's been like 6 months.
Yeah, was it like December or something?
Yeah, I don't know how we managed to not do this since this point.
Yeah.
Going back around the circle, we got Gavin. Do your intro, man.
I'm Gavin. Flavorvin. I've got all the flavor.
All right, he did it again. All right. I'm Merrick. I'm the host of this thing, I guess. That's how Pickle Rick. Yeah, you can call me that, I guess. I'm the host of it.
My name's Austin. That is all.
He's really got it. Hey, we got our special guest today coming from the highlands of the Becker clan. We've got HB, Hunter Becker.
HB.
Yeah. Introduce yourself, Hunter.
HB, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And the mic's already peaking. All right.
Hooray.
So before we get started, just to get ourselves warmed up here, you can hear it right on the mic. This is no one gonna miss. This is called the fortune cookie segment.
Our first and probably ever last one of these.
So basically, we got Chinese before we recorded the podcast, and so we decided let's just do the fortune.
Hey, before I continue, I'd like to say there's a dead roly-poly bug on the counter right here.
God damn! Oh, this sucks. Okay.
Oh, no.
I mean, Austin, he's like the bug expert, jerping, herping right there.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I wish you could see
you
that.
are
That's-
dripping herping.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
the herping dripper.
So yeah, we decided let's just open the fortune cookies that we got on the podcast, and so here we are now doing that. There are only 2 of them, and there's 4 of us. So
Does anyone want to open mine?
I'll open yours.
Thanks,
I'd love to open
Flavor.
it.
all right, let's start off with flavors. Here we go.
Ooh.
I like the crackle. I can see the audio. I can see the audio on the thing. What does the fortune say?
Do you want the cookie, Austin?
I'll take this part of it.
Thanks, Gavin.
Hunter Becker,
Alright, let's see.
the fiend of
A
Chinese.
close friend reveals a hidden talent.
All right, Hunter on the podcast. He's gonna be very good
He's gonna be
on the
very good at
podcast. All right.
podcasting.
Yep.
I'm gonna open mine, and then we'll get right on to the real topic of the episode.
If you ate the paper.
Yes, Morel. Anyone who dares to be can never be weak. These are really bad. Okay. All right.
If you dare to exist, you're not weak.
It's like the one I got. It was like a man who goes to bed with itchy butt wakes up with smelly finger.
Alright, yeah, that was cool. Alright, so today's episode is going to be all about the console wars. If you're unaware of this topic, essentially think of a video game console. Now think of another one. At some point in time, those 2 video game consoles have been competing. So for sales and for notoriety and stuff like that, and we're going to talk about our opinions on it, who we think is going to be on top of the next generation, and a bunch of more stuff. So, what do you want to start with, Gavin? You're pretty good at kicking us off, I think.
Alright. So, there's the big ones. There's obviously Nintendo, there's Sony for the PlayStation, there's Microsoft and the Xbox, and obviously there's, all those PC players out there. And, there's also, there's also some, other third-party stuff, like Steam Deck and all this other weird stuff. But let's start with the main ones. PlayStation. What do you guys think about the PlayStation? What are your guys' feelings?
I've never owned one, to be honest. I don't think they seem bad.
I mean, I have one. It's actually right behind me right now. I have a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, he's got the PS5. I still got the PS4 because I can't
It's-
freaking order one.
I got nothing! Yeah, the PS5 is right on set right behind me. I'm so glad to have it. I feel like I'm wasting it. I kind of just play NHL 2300. That's all I do.
That sounds pretty cool, though.
It's a fun game, but it's not like my favorite.
Hunter, what do you think about the PlayStation?
I have PS4, the Pro. I mean, I don't really use it that much because I don't have friends to play with.
Okay, I guess I'm the only diehard original PlayStation player. So, I didn't have that much money growing up. My parents never had the money to buy a PlayStation. But then my grandparents won a PlayStation in a raffle and gave it to me because they knew I would love it. And I got it back in 2019. It was for my very first console, if we don't count the Nintendo Wii.
Hey, Wii's pretty good.
Yeah, Wii goes hard.
No diss in the Wii. We'll get to Nintendo when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But like, it was like my first like console where I could play FPSs, like first person shooters and all this other stuff. So, and this is back when Fortnite was starting to die, and it was the only game I could play because it was free.
Thank God it died.
Yeah. Thank God! Oh my God! Jeez. But then later on, I started to play Call of Duty and all this stuff, and I feel like PlayStation is a really good console in general because like the graphics are nice, they always got all this good stuff, and they usually have a lot of good console like specials, like right. So like God of War, I love the God of War series. Like and everything's great. The controller I do feel is a little awkward. Where the joystick placement
the
is.
DualShock or whatever it's called.
The DualShock, yeah.
We have it here.
Having the two joysticks in the center is a little awkward.
Yeah,
I actually like that better than the Xbox controller.
But yeah,
I'd rather use that.
I will say on the for NHL, there you can like skate on the ice with the left stick, and then you like control what direction your stick moves like in the game with the right stick, and that feels good to control. But everything else I've done, where I played Riders Republic for a little bit, and that game just didn't have good control, I thought, because it just felt really awkward. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather, we'll get to Nintendo and Microsoft in a bit, I'd rather just use a stick at the top and a stick at the bottom.
Yeah.
You seem to have profound thoughts on that, Hunter.
It's just, it feels smoother with the two in the middle for me. It's just...
Yeah.
I guess it's like up to preference.
I definitely, I grew up, like, I originally was playing with the PlayStation a lot more, and I thought the Xbox controller was weird, because it just was I wasn't used to it, because I hadn't used it as much. And then I got my own Xbox, and I started playing on it more, and I realized I actually enjoy the Xbox controller layout better, not because... It's literally just the left joystick placement because of the movement. It feels having the movement joystick at the center. It feels really weird and whatnot. And also the buttons on the controller. It feels like when you press the button, it feels like you're pressing a button, not pressing a piece of paper, compared to the PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, I will say that I think that if there's one thing that the console wars have done well, it's the fact that all of the big companies, for the most part, put out good controllers pretty consistently.
Oh yeah,
like I would play with all of them.
Yeah, the PlayStation controller's not bad. It's just got some awkward placement with the left joystick, I feel, for me.
And I don't know anything about. Let's bring up the dark sheep of gaming right now, the Google Stadia.
Oh yeah, it's dead.
Does
It
anyone
died.
even own one of those? Anyone here?
I do
So
know.
it seems like an HB kind of.
I didn't
Google
have
Stadia.
Stadia, but
Google
I
Stadia.
heard of it, and I heard it from some other people who used it, and there's a ton of people who did like it, but there was so many people that didn't give it a chance. I feel like it definitely could have revolutionized gaming, but I feel like just because it was so like delayed, there was so much like input delay because it was a giant server with thousands of people on it. That was kind of an issue. But I think it was pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. I only brought up Stadia to crap on it. I really don't. I really don't think it deserves much spotlight.
No,
when we
it
talk
really
about the rest of the
doesn't.
console
It really
wars.
doesn't. There's a reason it died, but I feel like it could have been something, but they went about it wrong.
The technology's not there, and the controller looked like crap. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, the controller was
That's sort of why I brought it up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Any more
So-
thoughts on PlayStation type stuff as
so
we move on here?
So controller aside, PlayStation is really good. However, I do think they're very greedy with their prices. To be honest with
Yeah,
you.
controller prices right now are horrible.
Well, yeah, controller prices are horrible, but also now games are $70 instead of $60, and the PlayStation Plus subscription, the monthly subscription or the yearly subscription, depending on which deal you get, it's really expensive. It's like if you get like the monthly payments, right? It's like $10 a month for 3 games each month. And that's like not. I feel I'm really comparing this to the Xbox system, which we'll get to in a minute. But it's like that's $120 a year for like three games a month, which is not bad. But in comparison to other consoles, it's not as good.
Yeah. We'll get to this more with other systems.
Yeah.
Specifically Nintendo. I have some
Yes.
choice words for Nintendo on this. I'm not sure why people are charging for online
They used to not.
gaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while, I could pick up my dated reference. I could pick up my Wii U and play the OG Splatoon for free online and had the time of my life for 2 hours, and now I have to worry about the online subscription. Which I guess once you pay it, it's like sort of out of your mind, especially when you're have the controller in your hand, just playing the game. But it's not fun. I'd rather just have the online stuff for free. How about you, Hunter? Even the last guest we had, feel free to speak your mind, man. Just whatever pops in your head, just take over, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the PS4 real quick. Like, what are we doing with that map thing in the middle? The whole touchpad.
Oh, I know what he's
giant-
talking
oh.
about. Yeah, what's up with that? What is
I
that?
don't even know
specific?
what it does in like any game.
Okay, in NHL 23, back on this game, it does something. I don't remember what it does, and that's why it sucks, but it does something.
Hey, Merrick, before we continue, I'd like to point out you are drinking expired Gatorade.
I am?
Yep, December 5th, 2022.
Oh, damn, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I guess one last thing about the PlayStation before we move on to the next thing. I'll start with it. I'll go around quickly. I'm pissed that the PlayStation 2 has more sales than any other console ever.
Hey, the Switch is going up.
It's
there.
going up,
It's
but
competing, I'd say.
I don't necessarily think the PlayStation 2 is the most definitive game console.
Well, it's the first
Ever
game
made.
console to have it could read DVDs.
Yeah, and that's why it sold like 90% of its units. Part of the games as well, but a lot of people wanted that DVD functionality. It just wasn't. When I think of a gaming console, I think of Steam, or I think of like the Xbox 360, because for a while that's what everybody had. Or I think of the Switch, because that's what everybody has right now. I don't think of the PlayStation 2, and I never really have. Austin, I got any thoughts on PlayStation in general here?
Well, I've never owned one ever, so I feel like I can't really say anything.
All right, Hunter?
Well, my personal favorite is PS3. There's just lots of good games on that. My personal favorite, the original Garden Warfare. Very solid game.
Yeah.
I bought that game, but I
so
couldn't
good.
play it because I had to pay for online, and I still haven't. It just sits on my shelf.
I've only had a PS4, but I feel like the previous PlayStations, like PS2, PS3, had better games.
They do have their charm.
Yeah.
Okay. Think we touched PlayStation enough?
Yeah. But I say we move on to say Xbox.
All right,
Move on to Xbox.
All right,
The other big one.
Microsoft. Microsoft is definitely an interesting competitor. They're probably the most well-known among the three big ones for doing stuff other than games. So the fact that they've been able to branch out and succeed and compete with PlayStation and Nintendo and even Sega back when they were in the race, I think that's definitely something to maybe not like applaud them for. They're a rich billion-dollar company, but it's cool they managed to get into the scene when they did.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't have many thoughts on Microsoft.
I have an Xbox, and I say I love the controller feel. The feel of the controller is really nice. I love it. They do have some really good games. I mean, they got Halo, which kind of died off, I feel, after like the 5th game.
They have 5 of them?
They have more than 5. They had
I don't like Reach and like Infinite, but like
they have Halo, Halo 2, 3, 4, 5,
Man counting
Reach,
out numbers.
yeah.
Halo
They
Infinite,
stopped. It's like Mario Kart.
and Halo 3 ODST was also one. So they had quite a few.
It's sort of. I felt like it stopped, like the Portal series just stopped, but I guess I was wrong.
No, there's a Halo Infinite right now, which has an online PvP
Maybe just because people just stopped really talking about Halo after
after the 5th
like
game.
2007.
Yeah,
I was too bad.
I feel in Halo Infinite's a newer one. I haven't really played through the campaign because me and my buddies want to, like Ian and my friends or whatever, we want to play through it together, and we haven't really had a chance to do that together
Spin the chair.
in a while. We really haven't had a chance to go through and play through the campaign, so I don't know much about the campaign. I do know it's open world, which I think is really cool. I love open world games, but the PvP itself, I feel like this happens in most PvP games, is that the people who play the game get like such a high skill that the game itself becomes not fun because you have to be the best of the best to even exist. I feel sometimes.
Fall Guys.
Okay, that's a little different.
Among Us.
Those are a little different, but you know, and at the end of the day, it is a really fun game. But I feel like you have to be like a pro to play the game. I do love their really absurd games like Big Team Battle with like power weapons all the time with gravity hammer and the rocket launchers and stuff. But so Microsoft, you know, they still got some really good games titles over there. Like they got, I mean, they don't. Yeah, they got Fallout, but because I mentioned Fallout because it's on Game Pass, and Game Pass is cheap over there. So, well, I say cheap, but it's $15 a month for like 300 games plus and online gaming.
Yeah. All right, Hunter. You ever had an Xbox?
Yeah, I use that the most. Play just about everything on that.
What you got?
I have a lot.
HP games.
True.
HP games.
Like OG Xbox 360, the most recent one that
No,
I
I
can't
just
remember the name of.
Xbox One.
Because the names just suck. I'm sorry,
It's
cannot.
Series X, I think.
Yeah, come on.
The new ones,
Wasn't there a Series
Xbox
X
Series
too?
S,
Yeah,
Xbox
Series
Series
X,
X.
And there's like the Xbox One X. And
There's too many. I can't. I
There's
get
the
confused.
Xbox, the Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X.
They're naming their gaming consoles like they name phones. It's not fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm convinced that their PS5 and Switch are selling higher than Xbox Series X. I'm pretty sure. I'm convinced that they're losing the console race because their names suck. I'm convinced that might be the only reason.
Yeah.
You know, if I saw something named like the PlayStation Fandingle, I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying the Hunter Becker V284.
I would buy that. Hunter Becker's in the name.
All right. To be fair, all right. I'm not buying the. I'm not buying the Steven 84. I don't know. Just like it's like you put random letters and random numbers in it with your trademark brand name, and it just is no longer fun. I don't know. I don't have an Xbox. I don't have any profound thoughts on them.
Yeah, I do wish one thing, you know, that I do wish Xbox did better was the UI, like the homepage. Like if they made it more interesting.
Yeah, it's very. I think it's kind of confusing. At least on the.
Well, I mean, some of it's very confusing, but also it's just kind of very bland. Like make it a little interesting, you know. Like PlayStation's got their really interesting setup. Like they've got their games on the front, like right at the bottom, and you go up and you got like all these tabs for stuff. And obviously Xbox is different because you have to hit like the Xbox button on the controller. Then you've got your tabs there, and that's fine. But like I wish it like looked a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner instead of like just bland, plain. Like this is our UI. There's nothing special to it. You got your games, you got your pop-up menu, and that's.
Austin.
What?
That might have been the most profound thought you've had all day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I would add, I've had two Xbox 360 and the One S actually, and they're fine. I like the controller of the Xbox 360. Just that's the perfect controller right there. It rivals that of the Switch Pro controller, I think.
Yeah, we're not on Nintendo yet, but we'll get there.
I'm starting to think this episode's gonna be more serious than funny because this is actually just a really interesting topic that we keep.
We're just men sitting down talking.
And it's 80% Gavin discussing his infinite game wisdom. It's like insane. I didn't know you could pull this out of your brain like this. It's actually quite impressive.
Right, do we have anything to talk about for the Xbox?
I'm dry. I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about.
Some games on the Xbox they just struggle to run.
I know
one of them
is
is called Hunt Showdown.
Oh,
I bought that game.
Yeah.
You sit loading for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Like PlayStation, they do like a lot of the games on PlayStation are kind of mid. However, their AAA games are insane. Like God of War and Spider-Man, good.
Have you seen how heavy those games are?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Hundreds of gigabytes. They're
Yes.
even trying to make them more like.
They are really big, but they are just 40+ hour games.
So they better be good. Better
And
be worth it.
If your games have more storage than old spaceships, I'm sort of concerned.
and Xbox.
That is true, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. Xbox is like they got some good AAA games, but I feel like they're less quality, and they're just I don't know. The Xbox AAA games don't really hit as good, so I feel like they could improve from that department.
All right. So now we move on to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
My
where are we
favorite.
starting? Way back when, 1990s, or do you just want to go to now?
Are we gonna talk about all Nintendo products or just the main ones?
I think that Nintendo deserves our complete respect for sticking in it for this long. They were like the first one outside of Atari to really get going.
Oh, yeah.
To really get the game scene going. Little plumber dude named Mario saved the whole gaming industry back whenever that was.
Oh yeah.
And
1995. 85.
Yeah, not 95. That was like Crash Bandicoot. Or something. Yeah. And so, ever since that point on, I think Nintendo is like the quintessential name for gaming. Because Sony does other things, Microsoft does other things. Nintendo, at least up until the Mario movie, really hasn't. And I kind of feel like, I guess we're skipping some time here, but for a while, once the Wii came out, people just sort of removed Nintendo from the conversation, and it kind of irked me, and it was just really annoying because that's mostly what I played, and I liked the games on the systems, and so when I just was sort of being invalidated by all the PlayStation fans, it was a little odd. We're looking at the computer over there, it just froze. I mean, it still works. I think the audio is still fine.
It's moving.
Yeah,
It's moving.
it's
We're
moving.
good.
We're moving.
Okay, I went on a ramble. Let's flash back here. I think most of us have probably played a couple Nintendo retro games at some point.
Oh yeah.
Definitely Mario.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
Mario.
absolutely.
So you
I've
got
played the original Mario games on my Wii so many times, like the original Mario Bros. And
I
stuff.
don't know a single person who hasn't touched the OG Super Mario Bros. In one form or another. I don't know a single person.
They're everywhere. And
If you had a 3DS and played NES Remix,
I
it's still on there.
Yeah, no, wait. Actually, this might be a hot take, but I really think that the Nintendo 3DS should have gotten more love than it did. I grew up on that thing. I loved it.
I still
so
have
much.
mine.
I still have mine too. I still go back and play some of the games I have on my Nintendo 3DS, like Lego Batman and Skylanders. # revamp Skylanders, please.
I have 2,000 hours on Mario Kart 7.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
I never had Mario Kart on my DS, but I loved Mario Kart Wii. Debatably, that is the best one.
True, I agree.
It is. I feel like it's the best one. Some people will say the original is the best.
It might be 250. I might have lied.
But-
It felt like 2,000. I played that
sounds
game
absurd,
a
bro.
lot. I guess when we're talking about the 3DS, something that my brother and I did that was funny. The Me channel on these systems is really funny.
Oh,
And so what we
yeah.
did was we would have competitions with our 3DSs to make the best Me. And whoever's Me was worse, we deleted. So there was like legit pressure for these Miis to stay alive. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
We sort of jumped in time. Retro Nintendo games, we get back on track here.
Yeah. Also, I feel like the Wii retro Nintendo games. I didn't really play that many retro Nintendo games.
I played basically all the Mario ones I've played.
Oh yeah, I've played like.
Said second Mario. That's what
There's
I
like the Super Mario 64. I played that one. That one was really good, especially because it had Wario in it, which I was really confused as why.
only the DS version.
Yeah, that's the DS.
Yeah, the DS
Super
version had
Mario
Wario in it.
64
I was so confused. I was like, why is Wario here? But
If you can't tell, we already have much more specific thoughts on Nintendo.
Maybe we have to have an entirely different episode of
For Nintendo, just because there's more things. I guess if we can restrict it to the console wars, keep it to the consoles specifically, because that's really what we've been talking about.
yeah,
Games specifically, but also the consoles. Even back
We
with
could
the
say Sega.
Sega we can talk about
Sega.
now, because we're discussing the NES, SNES, I think first, because these
They
are
did
the
better.
these are the
It's
simple
not
ones.
necessarily true, actually.
When I think of an older game console, these are the ones that I think of. They have a pretty iconic design, like the NES box. Yeah, the box. It's so cool. And then the controller is also a box. It's so funny.
They loved boxes back then, apparently.
Yeah, probably like the pixel design probably helped out a bit. Like subconsciously, they were like, let's make everything a square.
I like boxes. Oh my god, Gavin.
yeah. Sorry, guys.
Man put an ice box, box. Man put an ice pack on his leg.
Yeah, I had an ice pack strapped to my leg because I've got shin splints. And I was just icing them because they hurt a lot. So, back on topic, guys.
Yeah. So, I don't know if anyone in here has like a legit older Nintendo like retro console. You have one?
Yeah, I have the original.
You have the
NES
original?
My dad sold his.
OG NES.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Do you ever use it?
Well, it's in the box right now. I did use it, and I just want to mention one very good game, Contra.
All right.
Contra,
is
yeah.
a very fun game.
I enjoyed. I have the classic games on the Switch because I have the Switch Online. So I played Contra. I enjoy that game a lot. That's fun. It might not even. That might not even be where I played it. I've played it at some point. It's very fun.
Another good one's Yoshi's Cookie.
Yoshi's Cookie.
Yeah, what was
My
it?
man.
Yoshi's
It's a
Cookie.
puzzle game.
You know, remove the apostrophe, the S in the cookie, and you also have a solid game in just Yoshi. I played that as well.
Yoshi.
Wario's Woods.
Wario's Woods.
We're just talking about
no,
puzzle
Wario
games.
Woods was the puzzle one too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of those were puzzle games.
What odd games?
Yeah, that's so funny.
So I definitely think that Nintendo has had a lot of good consoles. I feel like we should count the Nintendo DS as a console because it was its own thing. It's like
We'll get there when we
it's
get
like-
around the Wii time frame.
it's like a mobile
Still in the
console, but
1980s.
it deserves a shout out. Now the Wii, I was really fond of the Wii. I grew up on the Wii, playing Wii
All right,
Sports.
guess we're skipping everything and jumping straight to the Wii.
It's just in general Nintendo, and the Wii is what
I
jumps
was
to
gonna
my
say
mind.
I have a Sega Genesis, like the OG one.
Oh, you had
Yeah.
the OG Sega Genesis?
Let's
Yeah.
segue into Sega. So we need to do that more. Make this more fun. We do those a little.
Yeah.
So Sega, they were the big competitor for Nintendo by the SNES time. Quick shout out for the SNES, Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
I would just like
game.
to point out that the Sega Genesis did beat out the SNES for a little bit there
Yeah.
in the early 1990s.
And then they decided to release other consoles.
That were. It's not they were bad. It's just they were so expensive because they
Oh,
were
yeah.
like really there's too much in them.
And I really don't have that much to say about the older consoles because I haven't really used them or played them that much as well. So I really don't know much about them.
Honestly, the only thing that I feel equipped to say about Sega is I enjoy the old Sonic games.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that sort of says something about who they were back then. They were the Sonic console and maybe Echo the Dolphin.
Echo.
I go the Dolphin.
Anybody remember Echo the Dolphin?
No, Dolphin.
Yeah, the only game I play on the old Sega Genesis is Sonic 2. That's
Fair.
it.
And Knuckles?
No, that's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I have those games on the Switch with Sonic Origins.
I
Oh,
forgot.
yeah.
Don't they have
You
a
gave me
Sega?
a Wii game
I gave
that
you
was
Sonic Unleashed, and I said I would give you Sonic Unleashed if you gave me.
Gavin can't talk until I say his name.
I said I would give you my copy
You
of
said my
Sonic
name
Unleashed
immediately.
is if you gave me $5 and bought me an
Just
ice
go with the
cream.
rules.
I said if he bought me an ice cream at lunch and $5, I'd give him Sonic Unleashed, and he did it, and I gave him my copy of Sonic Unleashed.
That
I
is,
still have it.
that is so cool. That is, he's not.
I don't think I ever finished that game either. I didn't understand how to play it.
Yeah.
Man really is just like a wolf.
He's actually a werehog.
Shut up! Alright, eventually Sega just became a game company because they couldn't stick with it with the consoles, and then their rivalry with Nintendo became a quaint partnership. And that's sort of where it ends for them. After that, Nintendo decided we're just going to add more bits to our systems. They weren't the first people to go three-dimensional, but they were the first to make it successfully. The Nintendo 64. I'm sort of fond of that one. I'm fond of
Mario 64, maybe that's probably it for me. Honestly.
Donkey Kong 64.
They have the rap.
The DK rap, you know, you can't mention the Nintendo 64
DK
without mentioning the DK rap.
DK
I feel like
rap
it's
goes
impossible.
so hard.
Truth, Hunter.
Alright, so
Anything up to this point?
I mean, I don't. I've never.
can we
played
skip GameCube?
N64.
We can. I was gonna mention the fact that GameCube is beloved by a lot of people, but we're just not in the right generation to understand it.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
to be
no.
10 years younger.
Like that controller, people love that controller. It looks
For
just.
Smash and that.
It looks so wacky. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, the controller with the 3-prong handle and like the joystick and the singular joystick.
that's the
and
Nintendo. That's the Nintendo 64, Gavin.
Oh, okay. Well, that one, that one I thought was weird.
Yeah, that one's weird, and the GameCube one's kind of wacky too. Okay, we skipped over the Game Boy.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah,
I have
we-
two
we-
actually.
We skipped over the
Well,
highest
Advanced
selling
SP.
console of its time.
I've
Like,
never
that's-
had a Game Boy, but I had a friend who had a Game Boy back in the day, and I played on his Game Boy, and it was really fun.
It housed Tetris, which was until Minecraft beat it, like the highest selling game ever. Like,
Tetris.
Yeah,
Like-
Tetris, man.
okay, to be fair, I don't think the original Tetris is the highest selling game ever.
I think,
know.
I think it's all versions of
I think
Tetris.
yeah,
They're just
every version of
losing now.
Tetris counts for the same thing.
Yeah,
I call bullcrap on that record. It's just like to point that
Tetris,
out.
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Tetris was fun. You know?
It does its job. That's why.
It does do its job. It's a game. It is indeed a game. It was a very weird game that makes no sense. But hey, it's a game.
I think we've talked about puzzle games more than any other genre in this video, which makes 0 sense to me.
All right, we gotta get through Nintendo. This is the longest.
Yeah, Nintendo's got a lot.
I'll just
to
briefly
unpack.
mention the other Game Boys because we're not going to talk about them. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and that's basically it.
Forgetting the Game Boy
Pocket.
Light and the Game Boy Pocket.
Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh my god, Game Boy
that one.
Pocket.
That one's cool.
Yeah.
And they got that Game Boy Micro,
Alright.
Advanced Micro.
Cool. I think we're just too young to have any profound thoughts on the Game Boys. I think in
Yeah.
general.
The Game Boy, like, 'cause
So-
you got the I and it makes it plural.
Then,
Okay.
oh sorry man. Then is the part that I think we can start really digging in here. We got the DS, which is next.
Dual screen, DS.
True.
Oh.
I remember for a while my friend Paul, Poop Shartlipper,
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Paul Starlipper. He we even said his name in the podcast. No, that's
Unfortunate. Oh, it's
yeah.
turning
There we go.
on.
We're good. Okay, so he had a DS, and I would play Mario Party DS with him and Mario Kart DS, and that was my first introduction to those games because I had the download play with my 3DS, so I'd play the DS games on my 3DS. I thought that's really cool. They incorporated that into the 3DS. Sorry, I'm having like acid reflux.
Oh.
Merrick moment.
The FOD maps.
Yeah.
Too much FODMAPs.
Yeah.
But also, what was I gonna say? Yeah. No, I actually don't have anything else to say about that.
I had a DSi. I don't remember much from it really.
Yeah,
besides
the DSi was pretty cool.
Some kid stole my copy of New Super Mario Bros. Because he said he would
Oh.
beat it from me, and I never got it back. I just have to point that out. I'm still mad about
Did he
that.
take your DS with it too?
No, he just took the game.
That's not how that works. To beat it for you, he has to take the
he
DS.
had his own, and he just took it.
Well,
So what the hell?
he can't beat the game for you unless he beats it on your
Yeah, I was
DS.
like 5. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I just gave him the thing.
And he took it.
I never got it back.
That's the first ever game scalper.
Yeah. So yeah, then the Nintendo 3DS is my personal favorite because I grew up with that, and I loved the Lego games and the Skylander games and the Nintendo Mario games. I had a Bakugan game on that. That was so fun.
Bro mentioned Bakugan in 2023.
Listen. This was back in like 2010. Okay, I think
Bakugan was around when you were 4?
Yeah, man.
Huh. I didn't even know it was a thing until like
Dude,
a couple years
Well,
ago.
my mom got me the Nintendo DS when I was 5, and then she got a few games with it. She got like a Bakugan game and a Mario game, and it was great.
Octagon, that's what it sounds like.
Octonauts.
Octogons, go!
Okay, I get. Yeah, we can. That's a logical jump to make. We can jump the Wii into 3DS because it's like the DS, 3DS goes right into it. I think.
Yeah.
I already said my Mario Kart 7. 3DS is very fun.
Very cool console.
Yeah,
Very easy to hack.
Yeah,
Wow,
we'll talk about Five Nights at Green Swim in a different episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't he put them in the 3DS? Hilarious. The fact that the 3DS you can do the 3D thing without glasses, as like shoddy as it is,
Shoddy.
as not great as it is, it could be a lot worse. And I still think it's good for when it came out, like 2012, 2013. I think it's a good like thing they did. It's
Yeah.
interesting. And yeah. I want to talk about Tomodachi Life though. Good game. Let's talk about the Wii. Like I think that we're not giving Hunter Becker much space to breathe here.
Yeah.
I think we gotta let him talk for a bit about the Wii here.
I mean, I actually sold my Wii. Like,
How dare you!
Ah man, all right.
Spaced.
Huh?
I mean,
Wait, you say
All right, man,
space?
you're getting some expired Gatorade on your head.
Is that based or spaced? Hang on, wait.
Based.
Spaced?
Do not pour that on me.
Well, I
You're drinking
mean,
that pea colored
I feel like
It's
now,
lemon lime. It's good.
I feel like now the Wii is kind of out of date because it's kind of old.
Well, yeah. So
As-
is
as-
every,
as-
so is every other console we've mentioned so far for Nintendo.
Well, yeah, for Nintendo, but like, especially like, even though I love the Wii, it's still kind of, I guess it is kind of out of date. So I see
It's
why
also
people
very
are
weak when it came
selling
out.
it, but I just.
It wasn't even HD. Like,
I
that's really sad.
can't bring myself to sell my Nintendo Wii because I've played too much Mario Kart and I'm like level 1000 on Wii Sports Resort Sword Fight.
It is so nostalgic.
Yeah.
The Wii having that low res game,
Oh yeah.
booting it up and just playing with your Mii in any game
The
you want.
amount of
So fun.
glitches, bro.
Go around in a circle here, just briefly briefly, Gavin,
Okay.
mention some quick Wii memories. I'll just give out 3 quickly. NHL Slapshot. Not a game many people remember, but you have a rubber stick, like a rubber hockey stick, and I'm a big fan of hockey, if you can't tell. Rubber stick, you put the Wii and the controller and the nunchuck in, and you control a hockey stick. That was fun. I'm max level on Wii Sports Resort table tennis. Wii Sports Resort's like the best game ever. Do not doubt
I
me
like
on
the
that.
plain one.
And despite the fact that I haven't played it, Link's crossbow training. I just think we need to remember that Link's crossbow training is a thing. How have we not mentioned Zelda until Link's crossbow training?
Because no one plays those games. Like, I don't.
I don't.
I've never played a Zelda game.
All right, Austin. 3 brief Wii memories.
Mario Kart Wii, still probably my favorite Mario Kart. And Mario Kart Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy, my favorite game of all time, probably.
Mario Kart Galaxy.
I
is
beat
just Rainbow
that
Roads.
game.
That'd be so cool.
10 times over, probably.
Yeah.
You got one more if you want it.
I used to go into like the Wii creator thing and like, you know when you could hold the Mii's by hitting A and the back button and the wiggle, and I laugh for hours. It was like
That's funny. All right, Hunter. 3 Wii references.
I don't think I have 3, but
As many as you think you need here.
when I first played the Wii, it was at my grandparents' house, and I would just every time we went there for like holidays, I would just play Mario Kart Wii with the steering wheel. Always.
the Wii wheel.
Based.
That's so cool. I'll piggyback off the grandparents thing. This is just like a wholesome story. So my grandparents, they had a Wii. They made the Mii's on the thing, but their last name begins with a B, and we couldn't fit their whole name. So they were called Grandma B and Grandpa B, and we still call them that to this day. So I just think that's so funny that it originated on the Wii of all things.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for you, Hunter?
Yeah.
Alright.
We gotta move on.
I don't
We gotta
have
keep
too
going,
many.
man.
Well, I
Alright.
don't into my memories.
Gavin, you've done a lot of memories already, man.
I guess that's true.
That is, you talk for a while.
Wii.
You
Good,
talked about the
yeah.
Wii earlier.
Yeah,
But,
this is
the
true.
Wii.
but yeah, Hunter, say that louder.
The Wii U.
Hey,
Console.
I don't think the Wii was that bad.
I love the Wii U.
Yeah, I actually,
It
I
realistically
think that,
wasn't. It
I
wasn't
think
that
that,
bad.
did we all have one?
I
I never
mine
had
still.
one. My cousin had one. I
Okay,
played on it.
so
It was-
we're some of the rare people that actually got to play a Wii U. I just laugh at it for just selling so horribly, which I still don't quite get how it
Because I
did
think
that.
people thought that it was just an add-on to the Wii, and like, oh, just an add-on to the screen.
This was the first era where I really cared about Nintendo. So a lot of my personal memories come from the Wii U, and we did sell our Wii to get the Wii U. But we can still play all our Wii games on the Wii U, and it's still in the same low HD, not HD quality that it was on the Wii, so it's fine. So that's where I did my Wii Sports Resort stuff. A couple quick game shout-outs, because the Wii U does have quite a few bangers on
Luigi
it.
Bros U.
All right,
Why
fair.
is that
Shovel
Luigi-
Knight exists.
Luigi Bros.
Shovel Knight exists.
Shovel Knight, that's
Oh,
good. Yeah,
I forgot about that game.
I'm gonna put this out here. OG Super Mario Maker.
I like
Oh,
that
yeah.
game.
Epic. Love Mario Maker. So good. OG Splatoon. I already mentioned it.
Love Splatoon.
Super Mario 3D World.
3. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was good.
We'll do a. I think we should do. I think we should do a Mario episode specifically.
Yeah.
Because I think there's enough to say.
That's so much, man.
But
Yeah.
3D World, one of the best games they've put out.
I do
Oh, yeah.
enjoy that.
That's a
game.
hot take of mine, but I think it is.
There's Smash Bros.
Yeah, Smash Bros.
Yeah,
3D.
I
That's,
had it.
that's
Never
not
really
really a
listened to it.
Mario game. That's more of a Nintendo game,
Well,
right?
that's what
So it's-
we're talking
we're
about.
talking
Nintendo
about
games,
games.
bro.
Well,
Okay,
well, yes.
we're confused here.
All right, let's move on out of the Wii U and go to the only one that is portable and a home console,
Switch.
the Nintendo Switch. And I thoroughly enjoyed this thing. I use it more than the PS5. That's why it's winning the current console war, because it's just more fun.
It is more
It
fun.
runs games pretty well for how small it is, I think.
Oh yeah.
For a Nintendo system, fast load times,
Yippee.
better graphics, it's improved.
Yeah.
Solid. Joy-Cons kind of stink,
Too
but
expensive.
yeah.
$80 for Joy-Con, 70, $80, not cool.
Yeah.
That's why I just get the
Joy-Cons-
wired Pro controllers, they're $20.
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. The Pro controllers are better.
Or up at like 40 for a wireless. It's still less
Yeah.
expensive than
It's
Joy-Cons.
like, why?
There's a
Like,
reason they're called.
like, they're not that cool.
There's a reason they're called Pro controllers.
Except
Because they're
that's the basic
about the new
controller on
controller?
every other system.
Yeah.
the new controller.
Okay. Very, very quick game shoutouts, because I don't want to pass the
Oh, I know
runtime of
this
the previous episode. Hunter, Switch game shoutout, go.
Jesus. I like all the Pokemon games.
All right, that's fair. Gavin, go quick.
I don't know. I still think Lego Batman from the DS is still my favorite.
But for the Switch.
Oh, for the Switch? All right, my brain.
All right, that's our funny episode of the episode.
Funny episode.
I am an idiot.
I am the idiot.
No, I am. I said stupid. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so on the Switch, Tetris 99 is kind of
Oh,
underrated.
okay, I like that.
I love Tetris 99.
Good choice. Good choice.
Eric, do not steal mine.
I
I
don't
know
know.
you're gonna do it.
I don't know what yours is. Nick Flynn would say Super Monkey Ball.
No.
Monkey Mania, whatever that's called. You are not gonna say Super Mario Odyssey.
I like Super Mario Odyssey. It's fine. It's up there.
We talk about this a lot, and you talk about how Galaxy is better.
Galaxy, I think, a tad bit better.
Super Mario Odyssey is my favorite game of all time. Just putting that out there for a later episode. I think it has the best controls of any game ever.
Does it?
Just move the thing. So we should have it going.
Okay.
Okay, that was my quick game shout out, Austin.
I do enjoy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
All right, that's fair. We didn't mention Mario Kart 8
Smash Bros.
in the
Man,
first
there's
one.
no point. They're the same game, basically.
Yeah, group shout out Smash Ultimate. Okay, so we mentioned the big three in pretty long segments, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I did promise this at the beginning. Who's gonna win the next generation? We're starting to wind down.
You're forgetting PC.
We're forgetting PC.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I play
gonna last
PC.
forever. I also
PC,
have
PC is interesting because it's not just like, well, it's a console, I guess, technically, but it's not like one set console because each PC is different depending on if
And
you
you
get
get all
custom built
AAA
or
games,
pre-built,
too.
and there's so many
You
different
can do other
codes.
things with it. Like I animate, I play
Yeah.
games, I hack code and that kind
Oh
of
yeah.
crap.
So
I make spreadsheets.
I definitely do think the PC capabilities.
Pro FODMAPper Merrick.
Yeah.
Man, look up the low FODMAP diet. It sucks.
Yeah.
Lettuce,
So the PC
Lettuce.
lettuce.
Well, not that it sucks. It's just I've been on it for 5 weeks and do it again.
Oh, we should just not.
Oh, it's fine now. I've been on it for 5 weeks and it's fine.
Well, let us
Different
continue.
topic, yeah. Okay, so I only want to briefly mention. I want to briefly mention PC.
Yeah,
'Cause
well, I'm
we're-
not going in depth on it.
Yeah.
There's too many things.
Big computer. So we're
Compooper.
running out of time here. Who is gonna win the next series and why? We're starting to run out. Once we get past the Switch, past the PS5, past the Xbox Series, whatever, who is going to take the next one?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even.
They're all doing really well.
I don't know what the
Switch
next
is
consoles
Switch is
are.
winning right now, but I will say the Switch has been out since 2017. The others.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I think Xbox if they play their cards right, and they make a good console.
And if they name it better than
And
they
they
have
have a better name,
The Xbox
then
760.
it'll do. If they just name it the Xbox 2, it'll probably be so much better.
give me the Xbox 720. We've been sitting on that for forever. Come on, that would sell. You
Yeah,
can't tell me that wouldn't
720.
sell.
It's a good
Yeah.
That's
extra
double.
100 degrees.
It's double 360.
No,
Easy.
it's actually 360 degrees, but you're right.
Or start naming your systems words.
Yeah.
Or do what
The
Nintendo does.
Xbox box.
The Xbox World or something, or make it like a gimmick system, like what Nintendo does, instead of just making a slightly upgraded version of your previous
Or
one.
make
Oh,
it
yeah.
cheap. I like things that are cheap. I'm
Yeah.
not paying over $400 for a game console.
That's why I like over expired Gatorade.
Says the guy that owns like $1,000 computer. Never mind that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I definitely
Me.
think
Oh, you okay?
my prediction is Xbox is gonna take the next one. I
Alright.
know.
So I will say this: I don't think it's gonna be Nintendo. They have a pattern, and the pattern is NES high sales, SNES less. They lost the Genesis. N64 won that. GameCube lost to everything. The Wii, yeah, it really did. The Wii, we're skipping over the portables because there really wasn't a market for that aside from the PSP. Who cares about the PSP?
I have the PSP.
It's cool, but it doesn't really belong here in this specific discussion.
Yeah, it's kind of forgettable.
The
PS
Wii-
Vita.
The Wii beats everything.
Yeah.
The Wii U, and then you
That's
got the Switch. So next is either going to be Nintendo finally breaks this trend and Switch 2 does super well, or it's just not going to, and we get another flop. And I don't see Nintendo being consistent. That's just that the only thing consistent about Nintendo is how inconsistent they are.
Yeah.
And so I think that we're going to see a PlayStation victory with the PlayStation 6. I think if they do play their cards right, specifically with the VR, aspect
yeah.
of it because they're
VR.
they're investing well with VR. I don't think it's gonna boost sales that much, but I think if they expend everything, they make their online free. They could do that if they charge a lot for their consoles, and maybe if they make a cheaper version of the PlayStation 6, then I think they have it.
Yeah.
I think the next winning console is going to be the Greene Beene box.
Yes. All right. Good choice.
8K resolution, and it costs 50 cents.
Wow.
I can't even afford that.
Okay, 25.
I can afford.
10.
If you said 49 cents, it would have been fine.
Oh, you did drop some cents back upstairs. Some monies.
Yeah.
So
I
maybe
actually have $40 worth of coins in my room right now. Okay, Hunter Becker, we're gonna end off here with you. Who is gonna win the next console war?
Anybody but Nintendo.
You just think it's not gonna be Nintendo.
Because where do you go from that? From the Switch.
Yeah,
Where do you go?
it's such a high that there's nowhere to go but down.
Switch 2.
Would that sell?
It's like the DS. It now has 2 screens and 4 controllers.
That's like the flip phones. Like, what's the point?
It's useless.
4 controllers.
It's like you can play with someone like this. Like you get one side and I get the other side.
Okay, actually, that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, that's actually
That's
really
sick.
dope. We peaked the mic there. Oh crap.
Oh well, because you have to have 2 switches to play LAN,
Oh yeah.
which is annoying. I honestly think that's cool, but I think it's
dumb.
so impractical.
I like have 2 strings so like you can move across.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's where we wrap it up here. I think we went for quite a bit of time.
Oh yeah.
Not the funniest episode.
Yeah.
I think the next episode we're gonna have.
Definitely not Gavin's plane thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think the next episode we're gonna be back on track here. Hunter, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, Hunter, it's really good to have you here today.
Really good to see you. Someone make an outro.
I really don't think that I'm ever gonna find a funnier idea than the bird store.
Yeah, that's a funny idea.
Yeah,
I think
okay,
that once we
so-
make that work, it'll be really, really funny.
All right, Gavin. So say the outro.
All right. Beans out.
You didn't pause it, you idiot!